Hello and welcome to Faithfully Stampin' with Jennifer Helm. I am Jennifer Helm, the Faithful Stamper, and I'm an independent demonstrator with Stampin' Up. Today I have for you a quick and easy pull-up gift card holder. So this kind of looks like a regular card, but when you pull open the top, a little pocket appears and you can tuck a gift card inside and surprise your recipient with a sweet little gift. This is super easy to make, very easy to do in multiples, and great for any occasion. So let's dive in and get started. So we're going to start with a cardstock base that is 5.5 by 8.5, so half a sheet of 8.5 by 11. Now, a little tip is if you want to make this in multiple, you can do the whole sheet of cardstock at a time, do your scoring, and then cut it in half, and then you'll be ready to go with two bases just like that. Okay, I started to get ahead of myself there. So what we're going to do on the 8.5 inch side, we're going to score it 2 times at 2.5 and then 6.5. So you can take a screenshot of the measurements if you like, or pause the video if you need to, if you're taking notes. Okay. So, and as I said, that whole sheet of paper, you just do your scoring, then cut it in half, and you have two pieces like this. So what we're gonna do is turn it over and fold on your score lines. And what you're going to see is that you've got two flaps and one is bigger than the other. So the taller one or wider one is going to be your top flap, and then the smaller one will be your bottom flap. Okay? So we're going to start decorating. The DSP or designer series paper for your top flap is 5.5 inches wide by 2 3/8 of an inch tall. So it's going to go the full length of your card front. A lot of times I do it with a border, but this one we're going to stretch all the way across. And I just wanted to point out it's a very narrow border around the top and the bottom. So if you wanted, you could actually fill the whole panel with DSP if you don't like the look of that really narrow border. All right, so that's the top flap. Then the DSP for the pocket, or the bottom panel, is 5.5 inches wide by 1 7/8 of an inch tall. And all we're going to do is glue these to the corresponding flaps. For this part, you don't need any special adhesive. You just need some tear and tape for inside the card, where we're going to attach our gift card pocket. Now, another tip is, I don't know about you, but I hate trying to glue paper on when I've already got folds going on, because then I'm liable to have something pop up. I glue something in the wrong spot. So what I like to do is actually unfold my card base and lay it flat. Sometimes I even glue my paper on before I do my folding. Just keep in mind the larger flap is your top flap and glue your paper on accordingly. So I am using Stampin' Seal for these pieces. And what I like to do is just line up one of the short ends with the edge on the appropriate panel. And once I've got the paper lined up where I like it with a little border, I'm just going to hold it with my fingers and press. And then I'm going to do the same thing with the other flap. I love this floral paper. I've been using it a lot. Since I don't have to worry about direction for this piece on this flap, I swiveled my paper. Just keep in mind, make sure you're gluing your paper on in the right direction. I don't want you muttering at me later. I also recommend, if you have a personalized stamp to put on the back, go ahead and do that now before you glue the inside in. It's just easier. You won't have it misstamp because of the little bit of thickness inside. So just another little handy tip for you. Okay, so there's the outside, almost ready to go. Let's move to the inside. So the inside piece is a piece of basic white that is 4 inches by 5 7/8. And what we're going to do is we're going to score the long side at 2 inches and then 5 3/8. I've actually got it turned around there. So 2 inches and 5 3/8. And so I hold it with the narrow panel at the top We're actually going to fold back on that score line. So we have a narrow panel there folded back. And then we have one more score line here, and we're going to fold up. This creates our pocket. We're going to go ahead and stamp on this, but I recommend unfolding this flap so that your paper lays flat. You could even unfold it all the way if you know for sure you've got it folded in the right orientation. So I am making a birthday card, gift card holder. One thing to keep in mind, and I'll show you in just a second, is when you are doing your stamping and you pull your pocket up, you don't have a lot of room for your stamp. So keep to either one line or just a couple lines, because I'd hate for you to stamp and then have the bottom of your message kind of hanging out at the bottom, even though you've unfolded the whole thing, right? So just keep in mind, not a lot of room there. I didn't add any accents to any of the other inserts. I just went with my sentiment here. I could have stamped elsewhere, but I really didn't think it needed like little accent flowers or whatnot. Okay? All right. Now, while I have my ink out, I have pre-cut two pieces. This is Blackberry Bliss, and this is Basic White Stylish Shapes. It's one of my favorite die sets, and I'm using this for the front of the card. Now, you can use any shape or die cut, size, punch, anything you want, you can use for your decoration. Okay, so that's Blackberry Bliss ink, if I didn't mention that already. It coordinates with my paper. And one last bit of stamping. Oop, that envelope's already done. Don't need to stamp that. Plain envelope. I have Fresh Freesia, which is my card base. I don't think I mentioned the color of my card base. And I'm just going to add a little accent stamp to the envelope there. No naked envelopes around here. That's all my stamping. Now we're just going to do some quick assembly and be ready to go. So the first thing we're going to do, you can fold your pocket back up. Again, we've got the small narrow flap at the top. This is where you need a strong adhesive. So I recommend tear and tape for these. It's also very quick and easy. I just roll my tear and tape across the narrow flap here. I take a block with a clean edge, a straight edge, and I pull my tape back against it. So I have a nice clean edge to my tape. I'm also, while I've got my tape in hand, going to glue the edges of my pocket, but don't actually seal it just yet. Just put your tape on. Now I overshoot the bottom flap a little bit. You don't have to do that if you don't want, but it gives me a little more room to work with here. Okay. Now I'm going to go ahead and press. You could use your bone folder if you wanted and press that down. Okay. Now, be sure to glue this piece in first, because you're going to have a challenge tucking this into the pocket if you've glued the pocket down first, okay? So what we're going to do is we are going to take the backing off of the inner piece with that narrow flap. You're going to turn it over and glue it down right above the flap on the top of your card. So if you're very particular, you can mark the center of both pieces with a pencil and a ruler. Otherwise, just eyeball, press it down. Now you're gonna lower that flap. I like to turn mine sideways, it's just a little easier. And I hold my pocket shut. I'm gonna come back. I've been having trouble with my fingernails and getting tape backing off all day. So I like to use the pointy end of my Take Your Pick tool, fabulous tool to have if you don't have one. Make sure you don't have any tape hanging over the edges. And so I hold my pocket down with my left hand, and I'm just gonna fold the pocket up with my right, give those edges a press, and there we go. And you can see why you wanna have that pocket in first. I think you could maybe maneuver it, but it might mangle your cardstock, and I'm always up for avoiding any issues if possible. I create enough issues for myself sometimes. Okay, so all we're gonna do is finish decorating the front. So here I'm going to layer my two squares. They're actually gonna form a diamond shape today. Now you can glue everything on the card front flat, or you can pop it on dimensionals. Here I'm going to use dimensionals, and you can glue right in the center. You could tend towards the right or the left. I usually base it on my paper, and if there's anything I want to be seen or not seen, and I actually think for this one I want to go a little bit to the right. I just like the look of that better. So if you are using dimensionals, make sure you are careful with your placement. Here, because I'm overhanging the front flap, I don't want dimensionals everywhere because I glue the card shut. So I'm going to keep them above the halfway point just to be on the safe side. I'm going to add one more here. I like to make sure it doesn't come off. Ooh. Okay. And then I think I like it there. For the finishing touch, I have some embellishments to add. Just going to add a couple of these pretty little gems to the top and bottom of my diamond. And just like that, I have my card and envelope ready to go. All I need to do is sign it and add the gift card. And here you can see the two side by side and just the differences in the paper and the positioning. So I don't know if I mentioned, but the original inspiration for this gift card holder was from my friend Christine. We saw each other at a Stampin' Up! Conference and exchanged cards. We call them swaps. And this was what she gave me, and I loved it. And I said, I need to make this on a video. So this was her original design. This is one of my favorite DSPs. It's called Everyday Happiness, and it's an online exclusive. Be sure to check out my website at thefaithfulstamper.stampinup.net. We release new online exclusives. I think it's every month. We always have 2 new kits a month. They're usually released on the first Tuesday. We just had some brand new online exclusives for June released. I've seen sneak peeks of July, and we have a new catalog coming in a few months. Fantastic products. Stampin' Up! Is really kind of up in the game. So be sure to check that out from time to time. We have a sweet sale going on right now. You can read all the details on my website. And we also have a last chance product category where items are at reduced prices, and you want to get anything there before it disappears forever. So anyway, back to the original inspiration. This was what Christine designed. Love it. So here are some more designs. Here I used our Cheers and Sips designer series paper and the coordinating stamp set. And I couldn't decide which color cardstock to use, so I made 2, one in Strawberry Slush and one in Melon Mambo. And again, here I just moved that sentiment piece a little bit. Then here, I wanted to show you, I used embossed cardstock instead of DSP for the top. Added my circle from the Spotlight on Nature dies. They're an online exclusive now. They were in a previous catalog, but now solely online. An online exclusive for, I think it was May. Might have been before that. But I'm just now breaking out the set. Is our Sweet Jar. There's a punch that coordinates with this. Wanted to go a little more masculine with this one. And then I'm going to give you a sneak peek of some paper that is coming in our new holiday catalog, which will be out, I believe, in September. This is the only thing I've seen from it. And I got a sneak peek because I'm participating in a demonstrator event this weekend and we got to pre-order. Don't you just love these blues? This is Secret Sea in Cloud Cover. And again, just change of placement here on the front. And what I love about this paper is we have these beautiful florals, these nice kind of star geometric patterns, but this paper also has a Christmas element to it, or a holiday element. I threw one on the floor, I was so excited. So here is just a Christmas idea. I know I definitely need to add to my inventory for Christmas gift card holders because I've exhausted it over the past few years at craft fairs. You can see the gems here on these cards as well. They are coming in that holiday mini catalog as well. And if this is just a sneak peek of the holiday mini, I can't wait to see what's coming next. If you don't have a demonstrator you're currently working with and you would like a paper copy of our catalog, feel free to reach out to me and I'd be happy to get one to you. I know not everybody is an online shopper. I really like having a catalog in my hands. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, I'd love to have you here as a subscriber. And you can also find me on Facebook as The Faithful Stamper. I do videos over there as well. I share a lot more product information, and I do contests from time to time where you can create a card, share a picture, and then go into a random drawing for a prize from me. So I'd be happy if you would check that out. So there's our quick and easy pull-up gift card holder for the day. I hope you enjoyed the project and all the samples. Thank you for watching. Take care and happy crafting.